In order to fight and to win against a system, you must understand that system. In order to defeat a system, you must study the system, understand the structure of the system, how the system is set up, and the purpose of its existence. And today, this is the essence of my audio message to our people, to understand how the Biya's system is set up. The Biya system, according to political scientists, is called a patronage system. Basically, it's a system made up of political contractors. At the core of the long ruling political systems like that of Mr. Biya is what political scientists call a patronage system, a clientelist system. Here is what this means. Power is not distributed primarily through transparent institutions. It is distributed through networks of loyalty, through individuals that are rewarded with appointments such as ministers, directors, advisors. In exchange, and they are rewarded with state contracts, business opportunities, social prominence, wealth, protection, and fame. In return, they are expected to do what? Number one, to defend the system publicly, no matter what. Number two, to maintain political control locally. Number three, to neutralize dissent within their various communities. This creates a cycle of what? You provide loyalty to Mr. Biya, semblance of legitimacy to Mr. Biya. You have access to power, to contracts, you get rewards, and then in order for you to continue the loyalty. Let's go to number two. Political recruitment and cooptation of Anglophone elites. Within this system, elites from the two regions or Ambazonia are not excluded. They are selectively integrated. How recruitment works. Various individuals with influence, political influence, traditional leaders, intellectuals, business figures are identified. They are then brought into the system through appointments and opportunities. Their role becomes dual: represent their communities within the system and represent the state outwardly. Why cooptation happens? So basically, the reason Mr. Biya captures all of these people, the most prominent amongst us, number one, is in order to reduce organized opposition against the system. Number two, to create the appearance of inclusion and legitimacy. Number three, to ensure that dissent is managed locally. The role of Anglophone elites in the conflict. This is where things get a little bit sensitive, but it's very important. The Anglophone elites are not a single group. They fall into different categories. Number one, system aligned elites. These are the people that they can die in defending the regime. They defend the state and Mr. Biya's position publicly. They promote narratives of unity and stability. Sometimes they even minimize the atrocities, the destruction, the humanitarian cost of the conflict. They help to sustain the current system. They shape how the conflict is presented nationally and internationally. Listen to this. We're now talking about the role of the so-called Anglophone elites. They help to sustain the current system and shape how the conflict is presented domestically and globally. Here is the second categories of this individual: the silent or cautious elites. They acknowledge there are issues that must be discussed and solutions provided, but they avoid strong public positions. Why? The fear of losing their position within the system, and the fear of losing their access to power, their access to contracts, and their status, and the fear and the personal risk of going to prison. Their silence creates a leadership vacuum at a critical time. Here is the third category of these elites. These are people who speak openly about the conflict, the human rights abuses, the legitimate grievances of the people, and they also advocate for political reforms and the creation of an alternative political arrangement. They help to internationalize the concerns of the people, but they lack a unified structure or access to power that can make a difference. So what are really these elites? These elites act as a bridge or a buffer between the population and the system. When they align with the system, they are rewarded. When they are silent, they delay change. When engaged constructively, they can help to open a pathway to resolution of the conflict. So how do the Anglophone elites, how do they process the visit of the Pope message, and the call for dialogue, for peace, and for justice? How do they process it? The Pope's call for justice, dialogue, and peace creates pressure. It also created an opportunity. Different elites will interpret it differently. Those that are aligned with the system will emphasize the necessity for peace, unity, while avoiding any structural issues. The silent elites may feel increased moral pressure, but they remain very cautious. The critical elites, like the Gobalas, will see it as a validation of long-standing concerns, and a chance to push for dialogue. So what role can the elites actually play? At this moment, it is important because elites have leverage ordinary people do not. They can give legitimacy to dialogue publicly. They can encourage de-escalation. They can serve as intermediaries between the state and the Ambazonian people. They can help to shape a credible negotiation agenda. They can influence both domestic and international perspectives. But this requires something very difficult. Shifting position means the loss of, of protection and a confrontation with Mr. Biya. Why is this important? The more we understand, the better it is we are equipped with effective strategies for engagement, with effective strategies for discussion, with effective strategies. The more we understand how these deeper structures have been set up and the purpose for their existence, the more we can enhance our own abilities to communicate, to articulate, and even to build rapport with the other side. A conflict has competing factions. In conflicts, there are diverse groups and interests. So we must be flexible in our approach as to where to find leverage in order to build momentum from many angles. To create a space where discussions, talks, and negotiations can take place. Just like we did during the Canada pre-talks. It is only during the talks where structural political issues, new political arrangements, where the root causes will be discussed, will be negotiated. This is what conflicts are about. The end through negotiated settlement. I hope this message will help everyone to have a deeper understanding, gain clarity. I hope that you've learned something new.